Hello everyone, Mr. Zack here, and I'm going to be talking more about sound and music today. Now if you remember last time we were talking a whole lot about frequency and amplitude, and today I'm going to kind of take frequency and get into it a little bit more. Now next to me, you're going to see one of the instruments here at the Clay Center. You probably have even played it a bunch of times. This is the Clay Center's laser harp, and it works just kind of like a real harp works, but instead of having strings like a harp would have, ours has laser beams that kind of go from the top part into a receiver in the bottom. But the cool thing about it is it matches how the strings work in a real harp. So the ones back here at the back crook of the harp are a little bit shorter in length. So if I play one of them, you can see that it's a high frequency. There's a lot of things wiggling around. I'm going to teach you a new word now, and that's called pitch. And pitch is the word that we use in music to kind of mean frequency. If you think of like the music staff, like the sheet music, pitch goes up whenever it's higher on the staff, and whenever it goes down, it gets lower. The harp works that way. On the shorter end, I have higher pitches, and as I go down, you'll hear that they go lower. Listen. And then my longest lasers make the lowest pitches. Now here at the Clay Center we have the laser harp because it's so easy to play. All you got to do is stick your hand in, and you can play a beautiful piece for anyone around you. I'm also going to bring up my guitar here to kind of talk a little bit more about pitch and frequency. A guitar works by having strings just like we were talking about before, but this time all 6 of the strings look a little bit different. The ones closest to me are a little bit wider and bigger than the ones furthest from me that are kind of skinnier and like thinner. If you know this word from maybe math class, the diameter is bigger on the ones closer to me and smaller on the ones further away from me. But as you can see, the length is totally the same. But if I play the strings, you'll notice that they don't sound the same even though they have the same length. Ooh, you can hear that as I get away from me, the pitch gets higher. That's because in strings, the diameter of the string will actually kind of change the way the pitch of the string is, and the length also will kind of change that as well. So I'm just going to take my bottom one, my fattest string down here. So it's got a pretty low pitch. But whenever I take my finger and put it on the string, you'll hear that the pitch actually goes up whenever I shorten the string, just like my harp right here. Guitars work that way. You put your hand on the fretboard anywhere and change the lengths of the different strings, and they'll actually make different kind of chords. That's more than one sound happening at the same time. The cool thing about strings, though, is they're totally mathematical. So if you like math, you're going to love playing the guitar or really kind of any stringed instrument. If I take my bottom one here, right there, and I make the string exactly in half, that means I put my finger and kind of push down exactly in the middle of the string, you'll hear that it actually goes up one whole octave, it's called. So listen. You can hear it's the same pitch, it's just higher up. In math, what you're actually doing is taking that big frequency number, which is like, on this string, I don't know, probably around 256 hertz, something like that, and just doubling it. Whenever you get a higher, like a bigger number like that, you're actually getting higher frequencies. Smaller numbers are lower in frequency. And the guitar is like a great way of saying how moving your hand around will change those numbers around and make different kind of pitches. Plus, I didn't even do it yet, but you can play them all at the same time, and you get like a lot of different notes happening together. Anyway, there's an activity I included with this on that activity sheet where you can take some type of like cup or something like that, stretch some rubber bands over it, and see if you can get all the different rubber bands to kind of make different pitches whenever you just pluck them. So you're going to have to stretch them tighter, leave them a little bit looser. What you're doing is actually changing a lot of the diameter of the rubber band, and see if you can make your own kind of like at-home guitar. Anyway, I can't wait to have you guys back here at the Clay Center and playing some beautiful music on all of our different instruments, and I'll see you guys next time.